Waffle Man versus Cut Me Silly. So Gold League? I don't know. But we'll say Gold, Plat, Zerg versus Terran. And now remember, the border doesn't really matter that much because it could be for a different race. Okay. No, 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 no. What, is your drone just gonna fucking sit there? Are you gonna build any drones? You build a hatchery on 16 or 17 at the 50-second mark. This drone is just gonna sit there holding its metaphorical dick for either 30 seconds or you're not gonna be able to make... No. No. Okay. Or this. Now you're building a hatchery with 3 larvae. The larvae are a resource, all right? But you can only have, before you have queens with injects, your larvae are a resource, especially. They're always a resource, but especially in the early game. If you're not spending them now, you're not getting more larvae. Like you have, if you built a drone before that hatch, then that larva will be rebuilding. It takes about 15 seconds for another larva to come up. But everything is slowed the fuck down. Not only can't you build the drones, but you don't have the next levels and rounds of larva coming up. So it hurts Zerg badly when you fuck up a build. This is not hatch first, does not mean hatch before like any drones. You built 2, but 16 or 17. Okay. Let me introduce you to the 17-17-17. All right? You build a hatch on 17, you build a gas on 17, and you build a spawning pool on 17. Let me explain to you if that sounds like, well, how would I do that? Because every time you build a building with Zerg, you lose 1 supply, because the drone is promoted into stretching itself out into a building that must be incredibly uncomfortable, but whatever. So, hatchery drone, extractor drone, spawning pool, and then drones. And do that, and I don't want to see that shit again. Is all of this info in the guides? Yes. Yes. Some of it is explicitly laid out. Some of it is shown by example. Or if you ever watch me play Zerg, I've never gone for a hatchery below 17 supply. So it doesn't have to be in a guide. It's just any single game you watch. Like, it's like, oh, did he take his hatchery on 14? No, he didn't. Like... Oh, he's a Protoss. I thought he was a Terran. It doesn't matter. Same build. What is this? Okay, so... No, 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 no! Unless you actually have a plan, are you going to try to go kill him? You're making an Evo chamber. You don't have a plan. You have no plan. Okay, here's just a basic. I'm not even going to get into it. The first gas on 17. Second gas at 30 or more drones. Third gas at 35. Fourth gas at 40. No earlier. No earlier. And if you're Gold League, there are no exceptions to this. Okay, there's always exceptions, but not really. Why are you getting a Spore Crawler? If he's expanded, the earliest you... No, stop! Stop that! Just run the fuck away! Stop it! You made way too many overlords. You haven't okay. Between 3 and 4 minutes, you send your overlord in. Against Terran and against Protoss. You don't really send an overlord in against Zerg because 1, Queens will shoot it down, and 2, Zerglings can usually get in. But between 3 and 4 minutes against Terran and Protoss, because that's when they're committing to their tech. If you had sent this overlord in, say, a minute ago, you would have seen the Stargate and 2 gateways building. And then, instead of making up... instead of whatever this 1 Roach, 8 Ling build is, you could realize, oh, I don't really need these units, and even if I make them, they're not going to do anything because he has a Stargate, and it's almost impossible to attack on the ground on this map. Oh, okay. But you don't know that, so we're making a bunch of roaches. You got a lair? Is this for aesthetic purposes? Because you haven't done anything with lair tech. There's no roach speed, there's no Hydra Den, there's no Nidus network, there's no +2 upgrades, there's not even +1 upgrades. You just thought it would really tie the main together? I don't know. Now you're building more queens, but why? You saw he got a third, so he's not going to, like, a third base means he can't really attack you. So what's with all the queens? There's no Nidus. What are you doing? What's the plan? There's no plan. Let's dispel with the rumor there's a plan. Now we're going roaches. I mean, queens are good, yes, but not if you have 2 bases against a 3-base Protoss. It makes no sense. Queens helped out there. Good, but y'all... Where's the... Okay, you got the third. Yeah, the queens are for the Nidus. Do you see a Nidus network? Nidus network not found. Are you just gonna win with these roaches? 1,300 minerals, 600 gas. You haven't looked away. Let's...
Yes. Just as I deserve.
Do you think you could write 5 to 10 things I can try to remember when I'm in game as Zerg? I've watched you for a bit, but I'm really new to Starcraft. I have already watched your beginner guides.
But that's really not how the game works. But okay, I'm gonna try to put this in clip size. But 5 to 10 things to remember as a lower or mid-level Zerg. First, queens are a good friend. Always get around 5 queens when you're going for 3 bases. 2, 15 to 20 drones for your first gas, 30 drones for your second, 35 for your third, 40 for your fourth. Second base at 1 minute. Third base at about 3 minutes. Get an evolution chamber and start an upgrade by 6 minutes. You're aiming for 50 drones by 8 minutes. And if you're really on top of things, you can max out with roaches or roach hydra by 8 or 9 minutes. If you're below platinum or below, I would aim for 10. But just maxing out it all is going to give you a leg up. What you want to do with Zerg is also tie all your things together, all your housekeeping. Inject creep spread overlords. Say it right now. Inject creep spread overlords. So if you inject with your queens, you think about creep spread and overlords. You want to do all these things. These are the housekeeping things kind of that Zerg has to do. Inject creep spread overlord. Inject creep spread overlord. And those are the little mechanics that a lot of Zerg players don't pick up, sometimes ever. So, the idea with that is that if you do one of those things, just inject creep ovies. Inject creep ovies. So you're like, oh, I gotta inject. And then your mind's like, creep ovies. Or, oh, I need overlords. Creep injects. I don't know. That kind of shit. It's a memorization device. I'm sure there's a fancy name for it, but whatever. And like, we're not at the... If you're gold or plat, it might feel like you need to be doing something every second. You gotta have 151 APM, which is more than I have in some of my games. But you really don't. If you just slowed down a little bit and did the basic things in the right order, as opposed to doing a lot of things in an order that doesn't exist, then work smarter, not harder. Yes, you made a lot of roaches. It worked. Now imagine, you could have, if you had been efficient, if you weren't making a bunch of, weren't making a bunch of random queens, a late third base, getting your lair for no reason early, a bunch of extra links, this exact same attack. When did you do the attack? The game's almost over. You win. Congratulations. The attack starts at 7:30, and you're at 100 supply. I can max out with Zerg on roaches by 650. So it is incredibly realistic to have a Roach Hydra attack hit at 730 or with 40-50 more supply, or to hit an attack a minute earlier at 630 with the same thing. It's even more effective. But because your hatchery was built at a terrible timing, your lair was at a random... You built all these queens, which are good, but that you didn't even spread creep. So, like, they're not actually doing anything. Against Terran, build a bunch of queens. Against Protoss, at least pretend like you're using them for something. But this all could have happened a minute. Honestly, you could probably cut it down to 2 minutes quicker with that exact same attack. With 45 drones behind and roach speed. But, it wasn't terrible, but it can always be better. Next up is... That was gold or plat Zerg versus Protoss. Now we got Dark Zephyro, who is a gold Protoss. And can I get a Winter Ross and a Kappa Ross in the chat, please? So you're up against Terran. Okay. So you built a pylon there. Cool. But can you build a shield battery in your mineral line off that pylon? Can you warp in stalkers to help deal with a liberator? Are you protecting your mineral line? Just build your pylon like next to one of the assimilator or gas geysers. Just like right here, right here. You see every pro player do that. Why? Because then you can build cannons and shield batteries near your mineral line and warp in. So just build your pylon in a better spot. It's pretty important for Protoss. Just copy what you see stats do. At least build them. Those are... Pylon placements are things you can copy. Like, the first 3 pylons almost never change. It's kind of like Overlord placements. You can copy that from Rogue or even me or Pig. Because those are things like pylons and overlords, both not very fast. So. Don't. Okay. Terran buildings can fly. Let's. Okay, let's... Let me just, in case you didn't get it. Okay, let's get a pylon up here. Let's say this is the natural. Okay. This is where, this is the little indicator thing. And you just built a pylon here. Whoa! But what? Let me do a little bit of a thought experiment. So he can have this thing, and then he can just kill the pylon. He killed the pylon. All right. It's gone, and then he just. That. So don't fucking pylon block a Terran player. Stop doing that. Because it's dumb. You just delayed your own... You delayed your own expansion longer than you delayed his. Stop microing! Okay, here is, from now on, until you hit the Diamond League, all you are allowed to do with your Probe Scout is go into the main, see if he has 1, 2 gases, any indication of expanding, which he has 2 gases, therefore, he's not expanding, and this pylon is just a fucking waste, and then you get the fuck out. You go somewhere, you go sit in a corner, and you say, we're gonna let the big boys play now, because if I dick around anymore, it's just gonna distract me. 455 minerals. No nexus on the way. Your gateway is done. Where is your core? Okay, Banksy. You know, you were prioritizing spraying his base over having the most important buildings that will allow you to not die to this one base all in. No more second pylon. I'm gonna... Actually, no! That's a 3rd pylon before Cybercore! That's a 3rd pylon! You're queuing up a 3rd pylon before Cybercore. That is wrong. Stop it. This is not the build in the guide. Ah, yes, a gateway. You know, here's the only downside of going for those shield batteries. Is shield batteries don't do shit if you don't have any units. You have 300 gas in the bank. You have a pylon at the front of his base. You have a nexus on the way, and you have 0 units and 0 tech.
Now I have your attention.
You need to actually have units, and not one adept, a robo, a Stargate, a something, besides another gateway. Because gateway units are shit. Gateway units are shit. They're designed to be shit. It's actually by design. It's part of the game. It's not like gateway units are shit because Protoss is bad. No. Because Protoss's tech units are so incredibly strong, and once they get Colossi, and Charge, and Blink, and all these fancy-ass upgrades, if gateway units weren't shit, then Protoss would win 100% of Protoss versus Terran, as opposed to 94% or whatever it is that they say on Battle.net. So, gateway units are designed to be shit. The entire point of Protoss is you're supposed to get these strong tech units. And you're building gateways. You useless...
The firstborn shall persevere.
You have 3 times as many shield batteries as you have units. No, you don't need another pylon. You don't need another... You must not construct additional... No! You need units!
Good. Now
Especially not shitty... You're at 35 over 62 before this pylon finishes. Build a goddamn robo. No, don't adjust your adepts. Oh, there you go. 3 years later. Or...
2 hours later.
It wasn't as loud as I thought it was going to be, but whatever.
2 hours later.
Congratulations, you figured it out. Only 433 gas in the bank. We're talking like, that's not so much OPEC. That's more like Argentina or some shit. So, it's not that bad. Oh no. Well. Welcome back to Gold League Delusions of Grandeur. In the bottom right from Debob's clan, it is Dark Zephyro.
Good. Now I have your attention.
And in the top left, with the double Liberator defending his non-existent expansion into trying to shoot down a pylon and then not attacking with his one base all in, Head Beagle. Dark Zephyro has struggled his way, but is starting to tech up. Head Beagle on the other side is now building turrets to counter the demons of past carriers, and also any Dark Templar that decide to run all the way up the ramp and directly into this turret. Or this one observer here. Also that. Juked it. What I got. Oh wait, the chase is on. The observer, out of range? No, shot down. Destroyed. Perfect technical turret. So where we started, with no tech at all, we have very quickly spurted up into every little bit of the tech tree. We got the Templar Archives. We got +1. We got a Robo. The Twilight Council. At some point, it may research something, but it needs more government funding. Head Beagle has decided not only to expand to the bottom left, but also to send his SCVs to mine from it, as he secures these bases. Okay. Looks like the SCVs have found purpose in life here. 46 to 30 workers. Charge on the way. We've struggled our way up, but Dark Zephyro, as there is no more action to speak of, we're gonna... It could be many, many minutes until anything actually happens in this match. But it actually looks like Head Beagle is moving out. He does not have combat shields for his Marines. He has stim on the way. But he's left his tanks at home and his some of his Liberators. So, leaving the majority of his strong units at home. The charge lots, well, one Liberator will deter the entire massive Protoss army that could easily destroy this. But that one Liberator, he had to taste it, he had to get a taste, he had to get a feel. And then the Concord cannon penetrated through the shields and the armor of many of those units, and then he decided, no, that's too much. One Liberator, I've died to those in the past, never again. The Guardian Shield comes through, but that one Liberator continues to rack up. One Liberator. One Liberator. As Head Beagle continues to move forward. One Liberator. A singular Liberator. Storm is done, but is there enough energy on these Templar? Glaives are on the way as well. How many? There are 14 Adepts in here. In fact, there are only 2 Zealots left. One Liberator. The War Prism comes in, decides it doesn't. One Liberator! He's gonna... Of course, when you've got your opponent pinned back on 2 bases, the best thing to do is abandon the one unit that's been keeping him back and throw all your units into medevacs, exposed in the main, where the army can just move up and defend. He tries to move the Liberators to counter. There are Templar with Storm. They are not storming. A little off target with that Storm, but the Liberator's still going to work. But a lot of shots coming off. He dodges back. There's still one Liberator, though. We'll be able to drive him back. Yes, that one Liberator now has 4 kills. Another twice the Liberator count. The Liberation Zones. 2 Liberators now. That's unbreakable. He picks up the Siege Tank into the medevac because Siege Tanks like to feel warm and loved. As Dark Zephyro still struggles to figure out how to deal with single-digit liberators, and he has yet to find an answer. Still no combat shields, meaning these Marines can easily die in a single storm. A stim in. The Liberators. Will he fight? He's reluctant about it, but he is fighting. He loses the Templar, but the army's just kind of pushing through. No, the Liberators! He's fighting them? He's not fighting them. He's fighting them. The Hero Lib will finally die, but not before most of the Protoss army. Head Beagle doesn't have the forces to push through. He hasn't started 2-2. He hasn't started any other tech. He's still got several tanks at home. But is it time to go full Maru? The Warp Prism is back home. No one's entirely sure why. A scan sees the army moving out. It could wrap around and catch. That's not enough to fight. He's gonna get caught out of the squares. Dark Zephyro on the chase, but the army's boosted back. 123 to 118 supply. The stims. There is no blink. The medevacs will eventually make it home. This tank taking an alternative route. He's using Apple Maps. But he will make it. And somehow, Head Beagle has successfully disengaged against an army that could have beat him 2 times over. But the worker count, 51 to 36. Head Beagle has only lost 3 SCVs throughout this, so he's only built 39 SCVs in 13 minutes. Dark Zephyro, not much better off. All of the units are in the medevacs, which is possibly not the best place for them to be when flying over Stalkers. 2 medevacs will be split off. The rest of the medevacs will follow because... Oh, that's 1 Liberator. It's facing the other way, but who knows when it could turn around and strike. All of the medevacs are going across the map. 1 immortal. But Head Beagle has put all his metaphorical and literal eggs into these medevac baskets. Is there anything? There is nothing at home. He flies, makes a beeline for the main. We're going into base trade. Still no combat shields. But what is the choice? Does he recall? Does he do nothing? Oh, he's recalling a lot of the army. The rest of the army decides to sacrifice itself in order to better the cause of the units back at home. Unfortunately, the medevacs just pick up and leave. And Head Beagle will hold on to his 3 bases and most of his units. Are these Archons actually stuck? Unfortunately, no. Oh, the Stalkers. Head Beagle has complete... Oh, it was a round-trip tour, but he doubles back. This medevac does not have purpose in life, but it just tags along. The guy that nobody invited, but kind of found out things were happening, and it's like, well, we don't want to tell him to leave, but he kind of eventually left of his own volition and felt bad about it, but still didn't really get the messages that weren't sent. A tank will siege up. Thousands of minerals and gas for Head Beagle. But this army is massive. He's going to have to walk all the way away. Oh, the medevacs will boost out. There are, even with this army, there are 5 probes for moral support. It's a convoy. There are women and children and probes, and they have to go first. Oh, this is not where the medevac should be, but there's no anti-air, so it's fine actually. This is happening. The medevacs will boost forward. There's a lot of tanks. But there are 4... These 4 Templar could win the game all on their own. He scans. He sees the army. The army supply in favor of Terran, but the upgrades and the army composition. And never forget those probes. Thousands of minerals in the bank for both sides. We're coming to an epic conclusion here. A scan. I guess ostensibly looking for observers. He sees the army. Head Beagle will it's only the siege units back at home. The base trade could begin. This time, full-on recall is off cooldown, but he doesn't have energy on... Okay, he has energy on the back nexus, but a huge army on the other side. The stem! He goes into the mat! On the other side, Dark Zafiro only has one Nexus he can recall to! He's tearing through the front! The probes are down! The Nexus falls in seconds! They hit the needle again! He scans! There's nothing there! You can already see all of that! But the army on the other side! The tanks will not hold at the front, but they're doing a lot of damage! Remember, Terran buildings can fly! We established this earlier! Buildings on either side! He's got probes with the army! He can rebuild the Nexus with the 2 probes he has, but multiple freedom zones on the high ground. The main base is being gutted. Half the units can't figure out what they want to do, but both sides losing buildings fast. The Storm's trying to hit the Liberators, but Storms do not stack contrary to popular Gold League belief. Another Nexus falls. There are 23 probes on the map, but the vast majority are over on this side. The main base, the buildings are in the air. The anti-air units are limited. He's building another Nexus and 6 more pylons in the middle of the map. Partially powered. He's building a gateway powered by a warp prism. This is the world we live in now. One command center trying to escape. +3 attack. +3 attack. Not gonna happen. SCVs all over the map. Head Beagle has money in the bank. Dark Zafiro, not so much. He's trying to figure out what to do. There's still plenty of Terran buildings. SCVs rebuilding multiple barracks and a command center. He finds this base in the bottom right. There is still that Nexus in the middle of the map. That's all he really has. There are 7 High Templar banking energy. That's enough to wash away this entire army. But there are only so many buildings left. The last mining Nexus has been killed. He's down to one probe. What? There are bases all over the place. And now it's a true base trade. As Dark Zafiro has no hope of ever mining again, but he has an incredible army. But he's tied to these buildings in the center of the map. There's 1 probe. He is supply blocked, though. He expands to the former back base. This 1 probe, the real hero, the true Probius. Head Beagle is all over the map. If he could just make cloaked Banshees, he might be able to win. Another orbital command flies for its life, but it can't fly that fast. But I think he gave away the location. The refinery sees it. He's gonna see the rest of the buildings at the front. He'll be able to take them down. It's gonna come down to 1 Nexus and 1 pylon. He's rebuilding a cyber core. More gates, but Head Beagle has plenty of... Oh no! No! Stop it! Stop! He can't help himself. He doesn't know. He doesn't see. He boosts into the main. Where are the Templar? Oh, he's gonna try to drop at the back. There are a lot of units over here. They're gonna find this. That might actually draw him out of position. Head Beagle. Oh, here come the Templar. Here come the Templar. He's targeting down the Nexus. He got the probe! He got the probe! But he's going for the buildings! Where are the Storms? The Storm! There's 1 pylon left! There's still buildings in the center of the map. There's 1 Nexus, 5 pylons, and 1 gateway. But Head Beagle has lost the vast majority. Oh, wait! He's still got a medevac! He can drop this pylon. Every unit counts. He can rebuild. He's not supply blocked. He has enough command centers, but he gets the pylon. He picks up. There's still a Nexus. Oh my god, these paths. He's playing a dangerous game. No, he's going straight for it. Here come the Archons. Oh, does he have play? No, let's not. Oh my god. Whoa. I don't... But... Ha... Yes, now you definitely have time for a reactor. Head Beagle has money, but he has to kill these. He's building Widow Mines. Of all the units to kill the buildings, he chooses Widow Mines. And he's queued up a lot of them. There are some barracks over here. This base gets cleared out. There's still an orbital in the sky. Wait! This could be a draw. Wait, the medevac falls! After all that, it's dead. Because Dark Zephyro will have to lose 40 army supply in order to build a probe, in order to eventually, very, 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 very slowly tech up to a Stargate. Otherwise, he can't kill flying buildings because they can just sit in the dead space over here. If Dark Zephyro doesn't realize that, the draw timer will start if he doesn't mine, if he doesn't create a building, or build any units. This orbital, it's gonna land. If all the buildings are on the ground, though, the Marines come out still without combat shields. There are more buildings in the sky. He can kill his own units, yes. But if he doesn't realize that in time, he actually can't kill floating buildings. But Head Beagle has not floated any buildings to where they cannot be killed. Okay, some Widow Mines. The Widow Mines are good. A storm. I mean, the Widow Mines are revealed after shooting. Will one of these connect onto the Templar? Oh, that's a nice hit. But he has 2 SCVs. He has no units. Head Beagle has no units. Okay, it comes down to Dark Zephyro now. It's all down to him. Wait, no. Wait. Head Beagle has the power. Well, it comes down to whether Dark Zephyro realizes that he has to kill his own units in order to build a probe, in order to eventually tech up the Stargate. That's what it comes down to. But his units have to die, otherwise he will be permanently supply blocked. He has to kill himself. He must chop off the arm so the body can survive. Both arms and a leg. Like he's standing on one leg, but Head Beagle doesn't have any legs to stand on because he's just flying around. We're getting into technicality. Well, I mean, he's building starports. I mean, if this goes unscouted, and if Head Beagle, a Cloaked Banshees could do it. Like, he has the money and the supply. He still had a factory. The mules are dropping. But this orbital, there's still one in the corner. He needs to figure it out. He has to either kill his own unit, stop this. Nope. Not how you spell that. Charade. Charade. Little does he know. Oh, he finds the starports of Viking. Of all the units. Oh! Head Beagle still has a chance to win. Both sides still have a possibility to win. But there's one SCV. He sees this is all that's. He had the opportunity to kill it earlier. He's gonna lose another orbital. This one isn't burning yet. Wait. How was he defeated before he left the game? No! It came down to whether Dark Zephyro realized what he had to do was kill his own army. Timeout due to tournament? It was a tournament match? And it ended at 25 minutes. The tournaments have a 25-minute timer where whoever has gains more experience, which is pretty much did more stuff and built more stuff in the game. Oh no! So at 25 minutes, Dark Zephyro with the larger army and the higher experience. Oh. Of all the ways for that to end. Well, that is the... Move over, Archons. These are the true blue balls of StarCraft.
Into the
Thank you, Game Time, for that host. As well, the winner, the undefeated victor of Gamers for Giving 2018. Thank you for that. Can I get some GT clap? Next up, what did we have? We had Genesis versus Xeon. This is a Masters level game, so I might actually be able to give some real tips. We'll find out. We already have the replays from the sub replay hour setup. It's a Terran versus Zerg. Okay, so you didn't leave space for your reactor, so you're gonna have to lift your barracks later. There's no reason not to leave space for your are you getting a gas? What is this build? What? You're gonna go no gas, one racks expand, but put it on the high ground while you're scouting early? What the fuck? None of that makes sense. Like, the reason you do this is to get an economic advantage. When you build your command center on the high ground, you've just defeated the purpose of skipping your gas, for the most part. This was the wrong replay? Well, good. And now we're getting double gas. This build doesn't make any sense.
Fancier command center.
We're doing this one. We're not going back. This is a bad build. And you should feel bad. Because you've delayed your tech. You didn't get a better economy. Like, those two things are enough. Like, you actually have a worse economy than if you had just fucking gone Reaper Expand. It's just bad. It's just bad. Now you have to build a bunker. This is a terrible build. Don't do this. Either CC first or just go for a normal fucking build.
That command center upgrade you ordered is...
What is this? How is this Master? I say that, like, even if it's the lowest of Master 3. Like... What is this? You're just gonna die if he makes any units. Like, if he could make fucking 20 Zerglings and kill you. You don't even have a wall! We're just speeding through, because this is a terrible build.
The add-on is finished, so you have no excuse not to build something. You've built a fancy...
And now here's the thing, like, you can't keep that. Why are we going reactor now? You built 2 tanks. So the reason early on that you build Hellions and you get a reactored factory is because Zerg can't really have enough units to overwhelm your Hellions. Like, you can take map control, they're more mobile. But if you wait at 5 minutes, they can have enough units to make Hellions almost obsolete. So in building 2 siege tanks to defend against the very small amount of units that Hellions could have dealt with, and now building Hellions, you did both parts wrong. Like, both parts of it. The siege tanks are overkill against most things, and now the Hellions aren't going to do shit because they're way too late. Like, yes, you're going mech, but
Your base is under attack.
there's a reason we start with Hellions. Let's do some sick harass here. We've got a... Why? What? A marine drop?
Ready to plunder.
So we could finish off the wall at the front, or we could just build some depots back here.
Ready.
Yes. Intense multitasking. 700 minerals. 800 minerals. No engineer... Well, the armory's finishing. No extra product. You could build 7 more factories right now. Yeah, just about. But you microed a marine drop and you managed to kill 5 whole drones. So, I guess that's better. 1,300 minerals. building 3 more SCVs.
Out of minerals. Idle work.
So you know how it feels sometimes that Zerg just has so many units and that you could have done nothing to stop them? Yeah, that feeling happens a lot when you build 2 siege tanks, do a drop with units that you're not even going to be using, and then don't get your production. Now, this is ostensibly a Masters game, but this is a very diamond mistake that Terran players make because they have the biggest issues with it because of how they work. Adding on production. It's very important to add on production before you need it, so that by the time you have the economy to use it, it's there. You needed, like, 5 factories a minute ago, and you could have afforded it, but you did this shitty, very shitty harass. Why is there a meta? Why do you have 2 medevacs? What is this? If you're gonna do a it's bad. It's all bad. Stop it.
So untidy.
Like,
Add-on is done.
no.
Doesn't that look
Any
fun?
amount of harass you're gonna do with these units here is outweighed by just making way more units.
Add-on, was your base burning to the ground?
Now you're trying to get some production. Okay, 3 factories and a starport is not enough buildings. This is not enough. It's not like you're broke. Why are you oh my god. Where's the blue flame? Oh, you got blue flame. Good job. It's not enough units. Like, you need to build more factories. Or starport factories. And you get this supply block here. You need more build fucking 8 factories. Have some industrial revolution. Bring factory jobs back to the Terran Dominion. Okay?
Your supply blocked. Might as well GG now.
You have a surplus of minerals and Vespine gas. Bring those jobs back.
SCV ready.
No, stop microing. Build more fucking 2 more
Research
factories. Is that building armor? Why are you building medevacs? Okay, so there's this magical unit called the Liberator that you can build with a reactored starport. It's like, well, medevacs can heal my hellbats. Stop it. Stop doing that. Yeah, but even Vikings are better, so at least you have some counter to Broodlords. Now we have production. I mean, he's as shitty as you. That's how StarCraft works, but you could have 2-1, you could have all this, you could have been maxed out a minute ago almost. You did a pretty good job once everything came together. Is he gonna attack that?
Upgrade complete.
Thankfully for you, he forgot what a hive is.
You are fresh out of minerals at that base.
You have been banking over 1,000 minerals for like the last 7 minutes of this game.
Your research.
Get rid of it. Get rid of your money. I'm gonna ×8 until your minerals go under 1,000.
Research is done. Mineral field depleted.
Oh, I guess you just fucking win. I know you said you sent the wrong replay, but I think this is more indicative. Your build was... Let me... Let me see if I can convey this. So let's just... Now, I was gonna put this, but I don't think that's accurate, because your Hellions were way too late, so it's just more like this. That's more like it. Whoa! Oh, wait, no, he GG'd. Never mind, okay. You could have crushed him so much harder if you actually had units in a timely manner. He could have killed you with, like, you could have died to any attack that was even, like, not even an all-in or anything. Just any like, mild pressure attack. Like, 5 roaches and 12 zerglings would have killed you up until the 5-minute mark, is what was happening. Okay. And who do we got next? GFH versus various thing. I'm not... Who's who? Who am I looking at for this one? I forget, because this is neither the names I recognize. Various thing and ZVZ. I'll be right back. One moment. I want to get your thoughts on ZVZ. What do you think most describes the Zerg versus Zerg matchup? Be right back. One sec. Okay, sounds about right. So this is gold, plat, whatever, mid tier. Let's see when you fuck up. You can rally units from eggs. All you have to do is click on the egg and then click on the map and the unit will go there. It's magic. Also, where is this overlord going? No. No. Wrong. You're wrong. It's ZVZ. It goes here. Here. Right here. Because in ZVZ, there's nothing that can shoot you but queens. And now, if you put your overlord like this, when his early pool zerglings come out, They're just gonna walk right by, and you're not gonna see them, and you're gonna fucking die. That's what's gonna happen. Where's this Overlord going? What's your plan? Closer. Still wrong. This one goes around to third base, somewhere where if he pushes out your first Overlord, you can still get vision of Zerglings that are gonna fucking kill you. So wrong, fix it. Alright. Okay. It's not perfect execution, but it's close enough to being. This is a pretty safe build. I don't mind the choice. Where's your second queen? Where's your Zergling speed? Where are your critical upgrades? Where are the Okay. Zergling. This Zergling has speed. This Zergling does not.
I can see a beam of light.
You don't have many things to do. Don't fuck that up.
With the machines. Hold on to me.
You need a second queen. You have 2 hatcheries, but only 1 queen. It's not like a... Are you rationing? Are you saving up for the winter? You got 385 minerals. Oh. Unfortunately, the Overlord floated into the main and fucking died. This Overlord, thankfully, he also forgot to build a queen.
Good.
So he's not gonna die. And I'd say Overlords are a him. Thank you, KLPKPL. Oh, okay, I don't know why I'm doing that. KLPKPL. Come back 9 months. But if he had built a queen and wasn't just as terrible as you, would have died as well. So congratulations. Now you got 150 gas, no Bane Nest, no Roach Warren. Wait, did you build it? Oh, you built a Roach Warren. Begging the question, why? I'm stealing that. Oh my god. You know how you know Overlords are male? Because if they were female, they'd be overladies. It sounded better in my head. Okay. This is the most important thing in StarCraft. The most important thing. The 5-second rule. Every 5 seconds, you want to try to do something else. You want to try to spend your money. But you spent 20-something seconds focusing on, okay, I'm going to do this attack on the 3rd. And now, you just started an Overlord. A supply. It's probably going to be 6 Overlords, isn't it? You're going to spend all your money making Overlords because you got it in your head you're going to attack and everything went to shit. Okay, why are you transferring? That's okay. That's fine. Yeah, that's too many over. Why are you building a spine crawler? What are you defending? You have a bunch of Zerglings on his side of the map, and you would have been able to see anything coming off your overlords were in the right spot, but whatever. I mean, I don't mind the build. No, okay. There's nothing. Here's what I want you to do. And I have a feeling. I can tell. I'm gonna hold my breath for the amount of time it takes from the next time you look at your Zerglings until you do anything that furthers your macro. AKA, like, getting Evo chambers, or building more drones, or injecting. Maybe not building more drones, but, we'll see. Wait for it.
Our forces are under attack.
You know what? That wasn't so bad. I thought you were gonna try to do the whole runaround thing. That you gotta, it's there. But I do want to point out to you right now. You just killed his third base and a bunch of drones. Now you're building 14 drones. What is he going to do now? He's going to take his units and he's going to attack you. So maybe now is not the time to use all of your larvae on drones. And I think you realized that a second later. But it was a second later. And that means you have no larvae to build roaches. Also, the lair finished, and you have no lair tech. So it's just a decorative lair. No. You have a roach warren. You have a lair. Build some fucking roaches. Zerglings are a trap. Alright? Zerglings are a trap. Because you're gonna, one, they take up all your larvae for cheap. And you don't have money problems. You have plenty of money, but you're not investing it very well. You build roaches because a trained, I don't know, a fucking cockatoo could probably manage to make roaches and move up to the diamond level. So build roaches because you're much less likely to fuck that up. You can build Zerglings early, that's okay. But when we get to this stage, you have a roach one. Now is the time. Build the fucking roaches. You have no larvae. Well, you have plenty of larvae. Actually, I don't know what you're doing, but build the roaches. No! Not a Spire. You killed his third. He has a roach one. The only way you get behind in this game is if you don't have enough ground units. A Spire takes like 2 years to finish. You're just doing everything but putting yourself in a position to not... Oh no! He has more roaches. Thankfully, he didn't build quite enough. Imagine if his 1,000 minerals and 230 gas went into, like, 10 more roaches. Imagine that. Wouldn't that be fucking terrifying? Good thing you got this Spire 2/3 of the way done. Like, the only thing you could have done to lose or take damage to this was build a Spire, build a bunch of Zerglings, and not just build roaches. That was the only thing you could have done to take damage here. But you managed to do just that, so nailed it. The perfect anti-strat. Literally the worst choice. But you clean it up anyways because you got yourself a nice lead and more shit counters less shit. Thankfully, you have now used all of your gas just as your Spire finished. All those mutas are gonna scare him off. I see the flickers of diamond in you. I see flickers. It's like a tiny candle that it blowing in the wind, and at any point it might be snuffed out. And it almost was there. It flickered again, but you got a little bit of creep spread. You have some semblance of macro. You forgot what upgrades were, but I'm sure half the games you get them, half the games you don't. Just the answer, if he has less base, if you kill a base, you're gonna need units. Roaches are your best choice. And just Roach Hydra. When you're ahead, stay ahead. You don't get ahead in a race, okay? You don't start driving down the track, get ahead, and then decide to do a fucking donut. It's like, oh, Spire over there. Okay, no. Just continue. When you're ahead, get more ahead. And Aspire, yes, it does put you ahead, but it makes you slow down while you're getting it, because you're investing 200, and potentially a lot of resources in going towards it. Did you just build one Mutalisk? Are you going to double that Muta count? No. You're going to get a third Muta? This is the only thing you could do to lose, is build Mutas. Because that's not enough Mutas to do anything. Thankfully, he doesn't have any upgrades, including Roach Speed, so I think he just wins. Flickers of Diamond. How long do you stay in the game? Another 30 seconds? Is chat fucked up? Whispers of Diamond. Good luck. You'll be play 5 games a day. You know what? I'll give you a number. 10 games a day for the next 2 weeks and you'll be Diamond. But, before each day, play 2 games against the AI and max out on roaches with 50 to 60 drones as quick as possible. Do it within 8 minutes. You can do that with +1 in speed, 8:30 at the latest. And then play 10 games a day. And in 2 weeks, you'll be Diamond. 5 games a day, 3 weeks. Wait, were you the Plat or the... I don't know if you were the Plat or the Gold, or if you were both Plat. Okay, in this match, I don't remember who sent it in, but are you Shook or I choose to believe you're Gay Knight Puma? Not Puma. Gay Knight Puma. So, I'm Gay Knight Puma. We learned something about you today. When do you fuck up? No, not against Zerg. Zerg, now here's the magic of Zerg. They also have overlords. So if you put Novi here, they're just gonna shoot it. Just put it out here. $17, 17, 17. Just stick with that. You shouldn't be going down to 13 supply after a hatch. What is this build? What is this build? Are you not getting Zergling speed? Is this like a Roach all-in? But you're building a bunch of drones, so you don't have the resources to actually get... What? Also, stop sending overlords into the main base in ZVZ. They will die, and they won't tell you shit. That Overlord goes, like, over here, or here, or at least, like, out here, so you get some information without losing one of your main expensive units. Oh, no! And you act like it's fucking surprising. The Overlord was rallied into the main, and it's like, oh, shit! I rallied it into the main. What a dramatic and unfortunate surprise. I don't know. And now, no one expected this to happen, and the second Ovi's gonna die too. So stop doing. Okay, building a bunch of roaches. I mean, it's fine. Why build a bunch of roaches and then build drones? I mean, that could work. It could work. This isn't necessarily a terrible idea. We're banking up way too much money. Where's the third? You got larva. Well, anyways, let's see how this goes. Okay. You gotta back the fuck up. Well, do you? Besides the fact you didn't build dick during that, including a third base or drones or roaches, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good attack. But tunnel fucking vision. No. Roach speed is way more important than +1 carapace. Roach speed, roach speed, roach speed, roach speed, roach speed, roach! No! Not a spire! Wrong! Yes, a spire can be a good option. But not when he's gonna fucking kill you with speed roaches. Because you didn't get roach speed, and you invested in a spire that doesn't do shit. Okay, he held. But you lost the third. Building all these roach. No! No! Spores do infinite damage to mutas. One spore crawler can kill, I believe the number is 40 mutas, give or take.
10 steps back till you get to where
You just, this spire screwed you. Like, if you hadn't built the spire, you would have won the fight, you would have kept the third, you still don't know what roach speed is. Like, if you simply had just built roaches, you would have won this game. What was that? What the fuck? The lurker that is burrowed! The fuck? That is unsettling. I don't... Yeah. I don't know, that makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't want to see that. I feel like I shouldn't see that. Anyways, you don't have any upgrades for the units, and he does, so he's just gonna fucking win the game, right? Unless he actually lets you... No, you lose. You lose this fight. Right? Yeah, and now you die. Because you went for useless mutas. Without roach speed. Oh wait, are two lurkers gonna win the game? All on their own? The dream? Oh my god. Wait, are they not attacking? They are attacking. They just don't do nearly enough damage. Yeah, you die because you made mutas, didn't get roach speed, and No more spire. You're not allowed to make a spire until you've maxed out on roaches or roach hydra. Roach hydra is the unenthusiastic hand job of unit compositions, because it's not the best option. It's not what nobody's asking. It's not the first choice, but it gets the job done. Okay, and it's easy to do. It doesn't take much energy, doesn't take much effort. So, just build your fucking Roach Hydra and max out before you get to build a Spire again. Oh my god, these lurkers. He still has no detection. 12 kills, 10 kills. I mean, they're doing a good job. Wow, that was really nice of him not to kill either lurker. Unfortunately, you've lost every single drone. $36. Stop with this fire. Roach speed and just more roaches. Like, prioritize ranged attack upgrades. 60 drones, 3 bases. No more of this Muta. You're not... microing Muta is going to hurt you more than it's going to hurt him. Alright. So... But, that was Angry Coach Hour. I hope... Well... I hope you enjoy. I hope somebody learned something at some point. And I don't want to see those mistakes again.